My name is David Beumee. I live in Colorado, and I'm a descendant of enslavers. I put off facing the truth about a disastrous history in my family. But when my mother said to me in the last years of her life, concerning 4 generations of our enslaving ancestors, I wasn't there and I'm not responsible. I decided in that moment I'd find the truth and write the story of my Virginia ancestors, to try and find meaning in what is an appalling history of violence and brutality against black people. My 8th great-grandfather arrived in colonial Virginia from London 300 years ago as a 12-year-old orphan. Already apprenticed to a York River lawyer and accompanied in the journey by his uncle, his parents having likely succumbed to smallpox. He served a 22-year apprenticeship, became a lawyer and thereafter a district court judge, and in 1741 was granted 982 acres of farmland by Governor Thomas Lord Fairfax in what was to become the city of Alexandria, Virginia. He began legally buying African men and women to work his tobacco fields, and for the next 120 years, between 1741 and the beginning of the Civil War in 1861, 4 generations of my ancestors acquired tremendous wealth on the backs of 100 unpaid slave laborers. And my ancestors lived among elite Washington slave society for more than a century. In the 2 generations of time before 1808, a few of the slave names were Old Kate, Moll, Caesar, Bet, Odo, Gemma, and Sambo. After the year 1808, when it became illegal to import stolen Africans, there are many more female names on our family's slave chart. Lavinia and her child Julia Ann, Letitia and 2 children, Anna and children, and Peg and 3 children. The deeply racist attitudes, hatred, and violence against black people that my ancestors helped engender and maintain comes down into our fractured society today as mass incarceration, police violence, and system-wide discriminatory policies for jobs, housing, and education. As a child of the 1950s and 60s, a whole set of assumptions about black people came through my mother's side of the family to me as to the humanity and intellectual capacity of black people, which I both challenged as a child and also incorporated into my psyche. For myself, the shocking sins of my ancestors makes me accountable to atone for their appalling behavior by writing an honest and thoroughly documented examination of Oakland Plantation, to do my part to repair the enormous psychic and spiritual wounds of our collective American past, to seek the truth of the part my ancestors played in the heinous and savage origin of our nation has given meaning and liberation to my life, which has an effect on a wider circle of humanity. To be told, I wasn't there and I'm not responsible, is unacceptable and wholesale avoidance of a problem that's at the heart of the polarization of the citizens of our nation.